Good evening and thanks for joining us. We begin tonight in Washington, where thousands of people gathered in front of the White House once again today to pressure the Obama administration into abandoning a controversial proposal to build a pipeline from Alberta's oil sands to the U.S. Gulf Coast. The protesters say they're holding the president's feet to the fire, demanding he live up to promises he made as recently as last Tuesday to address climate change. Our coverage tonight begins with our Washington correspondent, Robin Stickley.
Hope and change, that's a lie!
Thousands marched their message from the Washington Monument to the White House today. That message, in a word, no to Keystone.
We have to stop this.
Autumn Smith came from Michigan.
They're lying about it.
She says an oil spill in her backyard compelled her to be here.
The amount of devastation it caused in my town with just the small pipe that broke, I can't imagine what a 1,700-mile long pipe could do going from Canada to the Gulf. It would destroy people's lives.
First proposed in 2005, the $7 billion pipeline project would move synthetic crude and diluted bitumen from Alberta's oil sands to refineries on the U.S. Gulf Coast. Keystone backers say the project would create jobs and a homegrown source of oil, cutting off a reliance on the Middle East.
The repercussions from the additional fossil fuels that will be burned from this will essentially cancel out any job advantages.
From the First Nation communities of northern British Columbia, Canada.
Environmentalist groups are concerned for the potential of oil spills in sensitive terrain. But the greater flashpoint is the extraction of petroleum. The method in producing petroleum from oil sands creates far more greenhouse emissions than conventional production does.
There's wind, there's solar, there's so many other sources of energy. The last place we should be going right now for energy is the tar sands.
Economy doesn't matter. Nothing else matters if we don't have a world to live in.
While President Obama acknowledged the importance of tackling climate change in last week's State of the Union address.
But for the sake of our children and our future, we must do more to combat climate change.
There are new indications the project may be inching towards being cleared. Nebraska's governor recently gave his approval after the proposed path was moved east, away from the sensitive Sand Hills area. The Keystone Pipeline was one of several topics on the table recently between Canadian Foreign Affairs Minister John Baird and his newly appointed U.S. counterpart. Now, John Kerry hasn't made it clear what his position is on the project, but he has said that a review process will come up with a decision soon.
We don't want no climate drama!
In what has arguably become one of the most examined projects in the history of U.S.-Canada relations, the pressure of the pipeline's fate now rests with the White House. Robin Stickley, Global News, Washington.